Y'all, they didn't have to do me like that, okay? Like, they really did not have to do me like that. So, y'all, I believe I learned firsthand what it means to have the day you deserve, okay? Let's talk about it. So the morning started off so awesome, actually. I meditated for a good 2 hours. Now, listen, when I say that I meditated for a good 2 hours, it does not mean that I was standing still and just, I was not standing or sitting still, okay? So actually, let's go through my morning routine so you can understand what I'm talking about, right? So in the mornings when I wake up, I'll turn on my meditation music and I'll lay in my bed and I'll say a prayer. And then I'll just sit there for a few moments just to let the prayer permeate, let it meditate over my soul, over my spirit, over the day. And then also to allow myself to come back to myself from whatever dream state that I was just in, right? So actually, I had a crazy ass dream last night. But anyway, stick to the topic at hand. Okay. So I keep the meditation music on, I shower, I get dressed, and in the mornings what I do is I like to put up my clean dishes so that I come home to a dishes free zone. So I put up my dishes that I either washed last night by hand or use the dishwasher to wash, right? Then I'll go and I'll pack my lunch and my breakfast and I'll skedaddle. I'll be on my good little way. So I'm on my way to work. I keep the same meditation music on, and then, after a little while, about maybe a third of the way to work, I'll switch over and I'll turn on my morning affirmations, right? So I listen to morning affirmations just to really get a jump start of my day. Listen to morning affirmations for at least 20 minutes a day, okay? So after the 20 minutes of morning affirmations, I'll switch it over to my music and I'll rock out, right? And usually I'll rock out to the same playlist all throughout the day, so it doesn't usually change. Now, the day, well, not gonna say the day, but the playlist per day, it changes because how I feel changes or whatever. What I'm into at the moment changes, right? So this morning, it literally all went so smoothly. Then I get into my mind that I'm going to treat myself, right? It's Friday. We got paid. I'm having a great start to the day. Even traffic was bearable. So why not, right? But the problem with that mindset that I just curated was that I'm not supposed to be doing any unnecessary and extensive spending, right? So my spirit guides have made it abundantly clear to me that, we're cutting out some things and we are making room for other things that we want. So we got to clearly cut out some of these things because there's other desires that we have that we're growing. There's other desires that we have, at this time, right? And so boom, I'm having a good morning. I get into my mind that I have to treat myself today, okay? There's another problem with me continuing to allow this current mindset to take the wheel, right? You see, it took the wheel yesterday. Yeah, I decided I was going to run it back and I'm going to get the same avocado toast and cappuccino from Panera that I got yesterday. Yep. Was I supposed to get it yesterday? No. Mind your business, okay? I wasn't supposed to get it yesterday and I damn sure ain't supposed to have it today, right? So, anyways, I orders my little 1, 2, oh, and let me add that I ordered 2 pieces of toast this time instead of just 1, right? Did I have my ingredients for my smoothie? Yeah, I sure did. But again, mind your business, because here I am at the Panera, okay? Now, I should have known that it was a lesson that's about to start getting learned, okay, when I got there, because things started going downhill when I pulled up to Panera. They parked me, right? They say they're still working on my stuff. So they take a good 7 minutes to work on my stuff. But my expectation is when I get there, basically drive up, get to the mic, let them know it's me. They make the drop, you know what I'm saying, at the window, and then I'm on about my business. But nah. So I gotta wait. I get my stuff and the cup doesn't even really seem full. So I open it and I look at the cup and it's literally 2/3 of the way full. So I'm like, whatever. So basically that's strike 2. Okay. So keep in mind, strike 1 was park it. We're parking you for however long because we're not finished with your order. Even though the app said that they were done with my order and it was ready for pickup, but that's neither here nor there, okay? Strike two. We got 2/3 of the cup. Made of cappuccino, we got 2/3 of the cup, right? My bad. I had to stop because I had a phone call. But anyway, so I say whatever, like whatever. It's, more than half a cup. I'm trying to find a silver lining, but this is strike two, right? So boom, I get back to the office, I park, I try to get my bag of food, my purse, and then my coffee is the last thing I grab because I'm like, let me get everything else, and then, because this is liquid, let me make sure I'm stable before I pick this motherfucker up, right? I get picking up my cup of coffee and I legitimately spill half of that 2/3 cup of coffee on myself. So here we are with a full wet, drenched right leg, front and back, a half of a drenched left leg, or the front of it, partially into the middle. It looks like I peed myself, right? And then I have a drenched seat and a drenched panel of the door, and the panel where, you can adjust the mechanics where you can adjust the seat and stuff. So I'm like, okay, wonderful. This is strike three. Strike three is striking, okay? So now I only have a legit, few sips of coffee in this cup, right? Sidebar. Now that I think about it, I was stirring up my cappuccino from yesterday and got 3 splashes of coffee on my dress. Now, you would think that I would have learned right there because they were trying to teach me a lesson. I shouldn't have gotten it in the first place. You would think I had learned it right there. No, not me. No, but it gets better, y'all. It gets better. We're still not done. So I get into my office, and in my office I have my desk, but then I also have a desk with a round, not a desk, but a round table with chairs, that I can sit in and do work or whatever. So I decide that I'm going to sit at this round table and I'm going to just sit down and I'm going to enjoy my avocado toast because I have had strikes 1 through 3. Just, you know what I'm saying? I'm already feeling the punishment from my spirit guides, right? But not only that, they even told me on my way to the office when I was driving back from Panera, they told me that my coffee was going to spill. So even in my drive back, I was attempting to make sure the top was on securely before I got out. Spirit said, no, we're going to make sure you learn this lesson. So fuck that pussy ass top and fuck your pussy ass efforts. I'm sorry, y'all, but that's what they was on, right? So anyway, we're back in the office. I'm sitting at the table and I'm like, man, this toast is going to make up for the coffee, right? And the wait. And I open up the box and I was like, where is my green goddess sauce? I look in the bag for containers because I asked for them to put it on the side. No green goddess sauce. This was the final piece of my punishment. I sat there and I ate mostly dry ass toast. Okay? Dry ass arugula on the top. I mean, it pissed me clean off. Like, for real. It really did. So yesterday, that green goddess sauce is what really set the toast off. So that's why I really, really wanted it today. Like, I was just so gung-ho on having it today. Nowhere to be found. Okay, last part. All right, so my spirit guys were like, have you learned yet? Okay, have you learned yet? We told you to stop spending unnecessary money, and you having the quick moment, it's not the day that I ever deserved, but it was a quick moment because what I did was I reset, right? So after that, and after really acknowledging that it was a lesson for me to learn from my spirit guys, and they was like, nah, we're gonna make sure you learn this lesson. I realized, okay, you know what? It's not the day that has to go downhill. The whole day doesn't have to go to shit, right? So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and reset, right? So what I did was I reset and I restarted it all over again. I went back to meditation music, then I went to reaffirming myself, and then I went back to the music. And it helped me, but I did smell like I had espresso perfume on all day long to remind me of having the moment that I deserve, but not necessarily having the whole day that I deserve. And that is what I want to bring forth too. Sometimes you feel like you're having the day that you deserve when honestly, you could have just had the moment you deserved if you had just stopped, understood, and processed the lesson that you were supposed to learn or the lesson that you were being taught, and then reset the same scene, reset the stage, just reset the moment.